Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois, and this is gonna be my trailer breakdown or promo breakdown for episode 3 for this season, otherwise entitled The Perks of Not Being a Wallflower. But of course, before we get into anything, let's actually watch that trailer.
There's no reason to hide it. Now that you both know he's Superman.
There's nothing I want more than for you guys to be happy.
You lose your job, you bring us here.
We've been here for less than a week and somebody already tried to blow up my car.
I wish you would go back to not being around anymore.
So last episode was a pretty big episode in regards to development for the twins of Jordan and Jonathan. Had some Captain Luthor stuff, a lot more in him in that episode than I thought there would be, with the big reveal towards the end of the episode that him and General Lane were counterparts or allies on his Earth, and we had an evil Superman or an evil Kal-El, whichever one you want to refer to him as, with a black suit, the one from Elseworlds, and he absolutely laser beams everyone, and oh boy, that sets up some stuff going forward. And of course, Lois Lane has become enemy number one for a lot of people in Smallville after getting in the way of Morgan Edge and what he's proposing to do to Smallville. So she's potentially in some trouble as well. But of course, before we get into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we will quickly go over the synopsis or description of the episode, as it does add some, context to what's in the trailer and also the episode next week. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions, thoughts, theories, anything like that in the comment section down below. Very curious to hear what you guys have to say heading into this episode and beyond. Let me know your theories and thoughts down there. And of course, you're going to enjoy the episode or the video, might I say, and you're looking forward to this upcoming episode and just everything like that, why not drop a like on it to show support for the channel and the video. Clark shares some of his Kryptonian history with Jordan and Jonathan during a family breakfast. Meanwhile, Lois and Chrissy dig deeper to uncover the truth about Morgan Edge. Now, there's no reason for Clark to hide that he is Superman anymore. That's pretty much what Lois says to the boys of Jordan and Jonathan, so he can just sort of speed away when needed, which will be interesting, seeing that in previous incarnations or iterations, might I say, of the character, usually he is always around someone who doesn't know that he is actually Superman. So he sort of has to make an excuse as to what he's doing, whether it's a bad or a good excuse. Probably usually a bad excuse where people are a bit, suspected, but they're like, no, Clark Kent, that goofy dude, he's not Superman. But yeah, he obviously has one of those excuses in order to go be Superman and do Superman activities. But yeah, there's no need for that now, at least when he's in his own home with the kids and everything. But as you can see, they were busy painting a room, doing a family activity, spending family time, and of course, Superman is butting into that family time. So we are seeing some issues with that and how it has disrupted the family in the past, but in a more immediate fashion now, as he can just speed off because there's no secrets, there's no need to hide it. And of course, it doesn't really help when there is a soldier, a military dude from another Earth or another planet hunting you down and forcing you to be Superman, or as he would say, Kal-El. So yeah, we can see this happening much more going forward. Now, we do have this bridge sequence. Now, there's no real context to exactly who is responsible for it or exactly what happens because it's only a short trailer. Even though the easy option to say is that, Captain Luthor's here, or responsible, might I say, but I'm not sure whether he would be willing to just kill all these people potentially, just in case Superman didn't get there in time. I know there was the bomb on that ship last episode and it was heading towards the city, but we don't know if Captain Luthor had no control on that or not. He could have had full control and could have pulled it away and everything like that once Superman left him alone, and he probably knew that Superman wasn't going to leave him, at least at that stage. He easily could have pulled it out of the city, the city's limits if Superman wasn't going to get there. And also, he probably knew that Superman would have got there in time anyway. So there wasn't an immediate danger to the people in the city or that city. But I guess it depends on how you look at it all. However, there is another reason that this bridge sequence isn't obviously caused by Captain Luthor. He could play a part in it, but it's not clear, as there is another issue in this episode for Clark or Superman to deal with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this part of the episode with the bridge and all of that. Does look action-packed, and I'm just curious to see how it looks. But I don't think it's going to be an easy task, because we can see the bridge falling down. So it's not like he's catching some beam, some wire or anything like that. Looks like he's going to be catching some people. Now, we can see there is some tension between the two sons of Jonathan and Jordan and their father. Now, the episode is called The Perks of Not Being a Wallflower, which should relate to, to Jonathan, the football star, seeing as a wallflower would fit more with Jordan. A wallflower is just fits his characteristics. You can Google it if you want to. But based off what we see in the in more of the promo material, it seems the base of this episode will be exploring the dynamic between the two sons as well as their differences. And of course, at the end of last episode, Jordan got one of those signaling device things off his father. So Jordan will be going to school this episode and has that in case he needs to call dad. So I'm sure we will see more interesting stuff go down there in regards to all of that. But also the synopsis does talk about Clark sharing some of his Kryptonian history to the boys. So I do wonder what they specifically could be about or what they learn. And I do wonder whether Clark does end up taking Jonathan to the Fortress of Solitude in the near future, like he did with Jordan, just to test him out. Like, why wouldn't you do it? But I can see the show waiting until maybe Jonathan displays clear signs of powers before he gets taken there, just so it doesn't rush things. We'll have to wait and see, but I can see the show doing that. Now we hear Lois speaking to Clark on their veranda, deck, whatever you want to call it, and we see that she's talking about how they've only been in Smallville for like less than a week or so, but that someone has already tried to blow up her car. But the thing is that it then cuts to a car that is already blown up or been set on fire, one of the two, and that is Lois's car. We've seen it in previous episodes. So it's safe to assume that someone attempts the first time and succeeds the second. Anyway, someone, would jump to this, maybe that like this is, because of Morgan Edge, or that he set someone up. But it's very important to remember that Morgan Edge has sort of set Lois Lane up as a bit of a villain or an antagonist to the future of Smallville in a lot of people's eyes. Someone like Kyle Cushing, as a person who is, Lois is like a person who's becoming a roadblock for Morgan Edge's business endeavors in the town and everything like that. Potentially, costing people potential jobs as well as income into the city through people moving to Smallville to work, going to the, buying from stores, everything like that, using the services, all of that. Just boosting the overall economy of the town. So I think that it will just be a general member of the Smallville community that does this to Lois's car, not like a hitman that, hired by Morgan Edge. Morgan doesn't need to hire someone to do this. He can just do it simply through his manipulation skills, which we've seen on full display in episode 2 at that council meeting. He did a perfect job there, and some people might react to that. Now, the final thing to go over specifically from the trailer for episode 3 of Superman and Lois is the villain that we will be meeting in this episode, who is that of Subject 11. Now, this character will be played by Daniel Cudmore, who was Colossus in the early X-Men films. And he's also been, some episodes of The Flash, I think, in the past, and Arrow. Now, this isn't a character from the comics, sort of. There is a character from the Superman comics called Subject 17. So not 11, but 17. Now, the character of Subject 17 is an alien that was born on Earth after Russian scientists found their mother. Now, their mother died in childbirth, but Subject 17 was kept by those scientists for many, many years, and through that time he grew to be quite a monster, someone that could take on Superman. Now, of course, as you can tell from the trailer, the character of Subject 11 is not very alien looking like his Subject 17 counterpart, and while the actor is pretty tall, he isn't monster levels. Now, it could be that maybe the character is human, maybe it's actually like a Russian person, or just someone from Earth, but went through the same trials and processes like an alien, like Subject 17 from the comics would have or did. So Subject 11 is much stronger, bigger, and durable than a normal human. We will have to wait and see, but as you can tell from the trailer, he is a match for Superman. There's a fight going on there, and Superman isn't absolutely decimating him. It's pretty even. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I guess a big question with the Subject 11 character is whether he's responsible for the bridge sequence. Was he sent there by Luthor if he was, or is he just a random threat that's from somewhere in the world that Superman has to take on throughout the episode? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he's responsible for the bridge or not, because on first glance you think, that's because of Captain Luthor, but maybe it's because of this dude. Who knows? Now, there is also questions heading into this episode. Is will there be more flashbacks from Luthor's Earth and the whole the Kal-El, the Kal-El? I guess that works because hell, but Kal-El that he fought against. Maybe there's some early flashbacks from his Earth, when maybe that Earth's Kal-El or Superman was an ally. I'm very intrigued to see all the flashbacks before what we saw at the end of episode 2, because I want to see the lead up to how that Kal-El or Superman went evil, and why this Luthor thinks that our Kal-El on Earth Prime, or in the main one, the show, is on the same track. I want to see if there's actually some similarities there that he's connecting. He's like, yep, I have to take this person down. I think we need to see that. There has to be evidence to prove that. So, because this Superman's been here for 20 years or something like that. So, that, like, if he was going to go evil, you think he already would have. So I have to wait. We have to get some evidence there to side with Captain Luthor or understand what he's looking at. I don't think we're ever going to side with him, but just to understand what he's aiming at and what he's thinking. Because if there's not enough evidence, then he's just the villain, I think. So I have to wait and see. But there are some promo images from this episode. They're not very in-depth. There's only 5, but all 5 promo images have to do with the sun. So we have a couple where it's Jordan and Jonathan. It looks a bit tense in this one here, which might seem that he's taken his controller off Jordan, because Jonathan, I don't think, would be the biggest gamer, and also we do see Jordan playing Xbox. I think it is. I think it's an Xbox controller. It is. I'm a gamer. I can see them. Yeah. So I think there's just going to be some tense stuff. Wouldn't surprise me too much. This is maybe after a day at school, and maybe there was some tension going on there. I'm not too sure. And then there's some pictures of Jonathan on the football field. Obviously, it didn't go that well last episode. I do wonder when we're going to get to like a game of football. They have said that Friday Night Lights is like they're using like sort of like as an inspiration for scenes, so they might use that specifically for the football things. So I'm interested to see when they eventually go play a game of or go to a football game, what that looks like and everything like that. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions heading into this episode, what you're looking forward to, any theories. Let me know all of them down there in the comments. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.